It's on the frontier of how to resolve that. And I'm making this up now. Imagine the future of sports does not distinguish sex. It distinguishes and sorts people by hormone ratios. I'm making this up, but imagine that if that were the case. That would be interesting. You get a hormone test, you're in this range, and then
well, we all know that scientist Neil deGrasse Tyson is woke. Now, I will present in this video probably about the exact moment he got woke and started pushing woke ideology on TV for a totally unrelated reason, just because he definitely believes in it. But he went on Piers the other day and just got absolutely shredded. You might be asking yourself, why on earth does this astrophysicist, a guy who's supposedly so smart, keep going on TV to humiliate himself? Well, I have a theory that I think maybe you'll agree with, but obviously we're going to look at the clip. We're going to enjoy everything about it. Wanted to let everyone know we're doing a run back on our Black Friday sale this week on some of our items. We got a little bit behind shipping our 12 days of coffee box. Everything will be shipped out by the end of today. So there's still time to get our wonderful high-end 12 days of coffee gift box for Christmas. Promo code 12days15. I'll give you 15% off. If you order today, you'll definitely have it in time for Christmas. It has our best coffees, hot cocos, and some of our best sweet treats. It's a perfect gift. Remember, the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas. So this is a perfect Christmas gift for the coffee lover or, well, the person you don't know quite what to get for in your life. Here's Gad Sad reacting. I'm going to be as nice as possible. Neil deGrasse Tyson is a pompous, smug, ideological, parasitized, and lobotomized schmuck who is incapable of ever exhibiting any intellectual humility. His epistemological hubris, I can't even pronounce that. Hubris is greater than the outer limits of the known universe. His affections are an affront to human decency. I own many pairs of socks that are substantially more intellectually sophisticated than this utter clown. How did I do? Was I sufficiently restrained? Well, you might be wondering, what on earth did Neil deGrasse Tyson say to get this? Well, he's out there pushing insane gender ideology again. I do want to point out, I want to throw a little nugget out there why he might be talking like this. You let me know if you think you agree. Leave a like on the video if you think maybe this article, Neil deGrasse Tyson was Me Too'd by 4 women and kept all of his jobs. That was July 29th, 2019. I'm guessing if we put 2 timelines together onto when Neil deGrasse Tyson started pushing woke ideology and when he got Me Too'd, I'm going to guess that they're extremely near each other. Let's go to the clip. Here you see Piers rips scientist Neil deGrasse Tyson after he compared gender and weight classes in wrestling and suggested sports should be divided by hormone levels. This is, not something new. He said this on I think he said this on Joe Rogan. He said this somewhere else, and it's completely mental. A scientist who has this opinion has moved on from being a scientist and turned into an activist. Tyson says, I used to wrestle. There were a lot of people who weighed 125 pounds up to 240. They don't wrestle each other. The entire sport separates people, so the contest is interesting. Piers Morgan, if Floyd Mayweather fought a female boxer who was in the same weight division, he would annihilate her. Yes, everybody knows this.
what I see is sports is on the frontier of how to handle this frontier of people who are trans.
It's not a frontier. It's called gender dysmorphia, and it affects hardly anybody. The number of people actually medically diagnosed with it is vastly different than the number of people identifying as such on TikTok for clout.
The frontier of how to resolve that. And I'm making this up now. Imagine.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are making it up.
Imagine the future of sports does not distinguish sex. It distinguishes and sorts people by hormone ratios. I'm making this up, but imagine that if that were the case.
What?
That
Why?
would be interesting. You get a hormone test, if you're in this range, and then you compete against other people with the same range of
That's
hormones.
ridiculous.
That's
Neil, that is ridiculous.
no, it's not. I'll tell you why it's
You're
not
going to give
ridiculous.
every
Hold on.
single
I used to
person in
wrestle.
sport a hormone test.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hold on. I used to wrestle. And
So, I used to play linebacker. I'm not qualified to talk about, hormone levels in linebackers or whatever the case may be. It's absolutely bonkers to think, oh, well, I used to do this thing, so I'm definitely qualified to talk about it.
And wrestling, there are people who weigh, sorry, I'm using pounds here, 125 pounds, right on up to 240 pounds. They don't wrestle each other. The entire sport separates people so that the contest is interesting.
Yeah.
And so the people of the same weight wrestle each other, and that is the contest.
But if Floyd Mayweather...
I don't know if that's how it will land.
Hang on, Neil. If Floyd Mayweather fought a woman boxer,
Right.
a female woman boxer, who was the same weight division, he would annihilate her. That's why we don't let it happen. And in fact, in the
Correct.
Paris Olympics, the winner of one of the women's boxing competitions,
Yeah,
one of the
Piers,
females
that's
who
not what I was
took her
talking
on.
about.
But my point is that I just think that, if you don't mind me saying, I'll say this respectfully because I love you. But it just seems to me like you've dug yourself into a slight hole on this issue. And
Yes,
you're
he
trying
has.
to get out of it. And now you're
I
suggesting
didn't-
slightly mad cat theory.
Yes, that's exactly it. He has pitched this, and in my opinion, as some sort of penance for him keeping his job. I don't know if this is how this stuff works. This is just a wild, crazy theory. I have no evidence of it. But what if there's somebody who is like, hey, guess what? You can keep your job. You just have to be one of us. You just have to make sure we can push you out on TV shows and say it's an astrophysicist out here and he's saying trans ideology is real. I mean, do you want to keep your $8 million a year salary and all your prestige and you just have to kind of flub up on this one issue? Or do you want to get canceled?
Whereas the science to me is obvious.
No,
You've
no.
already given the best argument
No,
I've
no.
heard for
That's
why
not the point. That's
separate
not
the
point.
sexes.
Hold on. You misquoted me in this very interview. What I said was the idea of creating categories within a sport,
Right.
splitting them in the example I gave, which I just made it up, like hormone ratios, is not fundamentally weird compared
Yes, it
to
is.
dividing wrestlers by weight.
No, it
It is. It is very different. It is very, very different because you divide wrestlers by weight on the presumption that all other things are relatively equal across a wide enough span of people. Could you have a genetic freak who weighs the same and has, 200% the testosterone of the next guy? Sure, but that's the exception, not the rule.
Because the only reason why you do
gonna
this
respond.
is to make an interesting contest.
No, Neil, you're wrong.
And so you said Floyd Mayweather fight. Hold on.
You're
you
wrong.
said Floyd Mayweather.
You're not
fighting a
allowing. You're not
woman,
allowing for
and
the superior male biology when it comes to lung capacity, stamina, to
Right.
body mass, to muscle mass. All
I can't believe he keeps going on TV and getting humiliated like this. I genuinely cannot believe it. He keeps going on TV and just saying the most insane crap imaginable. You see in the comments, Tyson is not a genius. At some point, having him on your show under the pretext of talking to an astrophysicist starts to lose value when this clown gets ridiculed every single time he speaks. Obviously, you have, him under the gender spectrum. Here's
Hi,
Gad
everybody, this
Sad
is
talking
Gad
about
Saad.
it.
Returned a few days ago from a major media tour to promote my book, which came out a week ago, The Sad Truth About Happiness, 8 Secrets for Leading the Good Life. Please consider ordering it ASAP. It's doing so far very well. It's a very positive, very uplifting book. I think you'd really enjoy it. In any case, I wasn't going to comment today about this because, I'm immersed in all things happiness. But departures from reason and common sense and reality is a pathway to unhappiness. So
Correct.
I can't help but comment.
I mean, you got to love Gad Sad. He talks about this here.
either the one you're assigned, the one you choose to be, whatever it is. And so now now just to tie a bow on this, I say to you, somewhere I think I read that the United States was a land where we have the pursuit of happiness.
Yes.
Suppose no matter my chromosomes, today I feel 80% female, 20% male. I'm gonna put on makeup.
Nobody's saying you can't do that. They're just saying that you can't compete in feats of physical strength against other people. You see, Piers, that's ridiculous. Piers Morgan and Neil deGrasse Tyson throw down over trans athletes and widespread, quote, hormone tests. Piers Morgan, Neil deGrasse Tyson, that's ridiculous. Here's the stupidest idea. Martina Navratilova, tennis star, I believe, right? Criticizes Neil deGrasse Tyson's proposal to solve trans issues in sports, echoes Piers Morgan's statements. I'm making this up, but believe that. So we know we watched the clip, right? Martina says, Neil proving once again that he really should not be talking about solving trans issues in sports. His, quote, hormone class division is the stupidest idea I've heard yet. I mean, based? You just wonder, like, why is he pushing all this stuff so much? You know, I can't say for 100% certain that there's any, particular reason, but I do feel like he just kind of recently started pushing this nonsense after he got Me Too'd. Now, I don't know that for a fact, but it seems to line up. If anyone can find a video of him talking about gender being on a spectrum before July 2019, I would love to see it. Because I can find a half dozen of him talking about it after that date. So, what exactly is going on here? To me, it's probably because a deal was made so that he could keep all of his clout and his fame and stuff like that, because there's just no reason to take this man seriously when he talks about gender ideology being on a spectrum and we should have hormone tests for high school kids so that they can wrestle. It's absurd. The entire thing is nonsense. But of course, you all already know that. Don't forget to get your 12 days of Christmas gift box today. Promo code 12days15. 15% off today only. That's it. It will get there by Christmas. I guarantee it. And if you already have your order in, you should be getting your shipping notification today, or maybe you got it yesterday. We'll be 100% caught up by today. That's why I'm able to run this quick last sale before Christmas. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you again real soon.